Hello, welcome to the show. My name's Sam Bell, and this is the Daisy Show. Today is August 10th, 2020, and about 20 years ago I went to heaven, something like a near-death experience, and received a blessing to communicate with my guardian angel, Daisy. So this is the Daisy Show, so Daisy is the co-host, or I'm the co-host, and today I'll be doing my best to communicate with the guardian angels for Jack Nicholson. Yes, no, not the golfer. Jack Nicholson, the Joker. His guardian angel, what they can bring forwards for Jack, if anything, to help him learn his lessons with the least amount of pain. Also, after Jack Nicholson, we'll do Mr. Vice President Mike Pence. That's right, we'll do Mike Pence. Okay, it might be Vice President 2020. Again, who knows? And then after Mr. Pence, that's information that's coming across from his guardian angel to Daisy that's appropriate for him through me. I'm clairsentient, so Daisy's telepathically infusing it into my mind. I'm clairsentient, so I'm attaching it to feelings, which are attached to thoughts, and then those thoughts are attached to words, which my intention is for those words to stimulate concepts in Mike Pence's mind and Jack Nicholson's mind and Michelle Obama's mind that will help them learn their lessons with the least amount of pain. So I'm the weakest link there in that. I'm the weakest link, so I accept full responsibility for any miscommunications or errors. And so, yes, the third person is Michelle Obama. Okay, if her guardian angel has anything wishes to share through Daisy into me, that I can do my best to express, so that they individually get the message. So you're not Jack Nicholson or Mike Pence or Michelle Obama. However, if in the way their guardian angels bringing through information, if there are bits or pieces or segments, portions, rivulets, that resonate inside you, deep inside you, like, yeah, I do that, or no, I think I know, I understand that, I've been there. Then possibly the suggestion that Daisy brings through for that individual to help them learn their lessons with the least amount of pain will help you also. So yes, it is entertaining, but my purpose and Daisy's purpose and the purpose of my team here at thesambellshow.com is to help elevate consciousness. That's what we do. We have two general areas. The first area is anything that's been witnessed that you feel has elevated consciousness and your opinions about it. I have reporters, a handful of diligent souls from Lebanon to London. And the second category of conversation on my programs, SamBellShow.com, is the most underutilized resource on the planet, women. The most underutilized resource on the planet. And there's a connection between women and consciousness. The males have had many opportunities to elevate consciousness, and they are some. So this is what this program's about. So I'm going to channel Jack Nicholson's guardian angel, Mike Pence's guardian angel, and Michelle Obama's guardian angel. Okay? And what I have is a picture of their signature. And the signature is something that their arm, it comes out from inside you, comes out your arm. And I'm super clairsentient, empathic, empathy. So I pick up on these feelings. Okay, so it's not easy, you know. That's how I'm doing this. So here we go. Here we go, Jack Nicholson. Hello, Mr. Nicholson. This is not how you perceive yourself. This is not how others perceive you. This is how Divine Source made you. It does not make you good. It does not make you bad. There's no judgment whatsoever. You are not better than Hitler. You are not worse than Lord Buddha. And I will tell you the important things first. Well, first of all, I'm a conscious channel. So the less I know, the better. So I've seen you a couple times. I worked in Burbank and hung out a little bit in Southern California. So, and I really like you in your movies. You know, I'm 71, so you're in my zone. And I'm, you know, born and raised in Silicon Valley. So it was just cool. You're, anyway, so this is gonna stain my conscious channeling from Daisy, because I'm not gonna be. I already like you. Okay, so I'm gonna have to try to back off on what I think I know and try to eliminate it from this expression, because this is looking at lessons that you're learning right now at this point in time. This is not about my perceptions. Okay, I'm just supposed to be a blank sheet and let feelings come through my guardian angel, who to help you now. All right. Okay, so, well, first thing, these are like two extremes. You really, 6 reallys is the max and be normal, really. So it's slightly outside normal, mildly outside normal, moderately outside normal. And over here is severe and profound, but people can't comprehend past moderately outside normal, so I don't go there. But you're actually severely outside normal. Try to please. Try to please. Okay. It's not normal. You try so hard. Okay? So that's the first thing. Actually, I can't say how hard you try to please. It's more than severely outside normal. It's some zone that I personally, it's off my clock. It's like, I don't know. You know, it goes miles, kilometers and miles and, you know, light years. And so that's an overwhelming thing. Overwhelming is, I think, is an appropriate word. Try to please. Okay? At the beginning I said this is kind of like a contradiction, right? It is kind of like a contradiction. Next thing, you really, it's just like 5, 6 is the maximum and be normal, really, so it's slightly outside normal. Okay, it's slightly outside normal. You like to cause pain. Like to cause pain. Oh. I know the feeling. Yeah. So it's like a wicked sense of humor. Okay? And it's because you try so hard, you know, the wickedness comes in there. It feels good. It's like a whip. If you've ever seen a person who's a professional with a whip, they go, you go, you know, like maybe, I don't know how long, but I think more than 10 feet. These big whips, snap them. And I lived in New Zealand for a couple of years, and there was a guy there that would go to shows. He'd be out on some big lawn. You just hear this pow with this whip. Well, that's kind of like how you are. Okay, those are the two things. You know what I mean? try to please like a, like a biker, that biker thing that's going on now in North Dakota or South Dakota, wherever that biker thing, there's all those thousands of motorcycle guys, they always throw off their masks. It's like, yeah. And then it's not, like you bring people daisies and being all sweet. It's like, let's see, what can I do? So that part where you played the Joker, perfect. That part where, whatever was it, Easy Rider, remember? Okay, so tries to please like a nut job. Likes to cause pain. He actually likes it. It likes to cause pain, but the reason you like to cause the pain, Jack, is because it pleases people the way you do it so wonderfully. I mean, you're not hurting anybody. It's just like, well, Okay, next thing. You're not a control freak, and you do not demand control, but you definitely like things a certain way. Okay? You definitely like things a certain way. You're like a fine instrument. A well-tuned violin, I guess. So it's a difficult thing. It's a difficult thing because you're not pretending your feelings of causing pain. It's like you really are, do what you got to do to go to that extreme to make it good, so that you try as hard as you can for being bad or being good. You just try it all the way. So I believe I recall, I think I recall that there was a time where you got out of your car and beat on some lady's car with a golf club, I think in Beverly Hills. Jack. Okay, so now, all right. So tries to please like a nut job, will cause pain towards making everything fun, being the part all the way. If the part cause pain, you want to cause pain. Okay. Next thing, which is equal to the second one of causes pain. This next one, which is equal, which is really, 6 really maximum outside normal, really, which is slightly outside normal, mildly outside normal, spiritual, bro, spiritual. You know what I mean? Spiritual, outside normal, mildly outside normal. So, you're just like, greed is not really a component. You might want to be the best in playing a certain part, and maybe to control and have like a greed for wanting to present that image of that character, right? But it's not a greed for, unconditional loving. It doesn't impact your unconditional love for everyone. That's why you want to do it so much. That's why you're trying so hard. Okay, just you're so spiritual, bro. I think I was at a poker game you walked in one time with a cigar. Million years ago. Okay. Now, are you open for a suggestion, Mr. Nicholson? Yes? I can put it where? I'm teasing Jack. Let's assume it's a yes. Okay. All right. So I could be a little bit off in terms of this is lesson that's already passed or a lesson that's coming up. I'm trying to make it so that the lessons is happening around now, August 2020, August 10th, 2020. You're probably trying so hard that you're kind of making it rough on yourself when you do stuff right now. You've got a ton of time for yourself. You do have a ton of time, I'm sure, big time. just, you still have, I'm going to call it like a spiritual grudge. I don't know. Like cracking a whip. And then just super chill, super chill. I mean, write out a storyline, and then you have the character goes from a successful human being with unconditional love and compassion. And then the next storyline is they decide they want to meditate a bunch and go to the beach, have fine meals, have conversations with people they love, treasure every moment. So many people love you, Jack. Okay, that's a suggestion. That's a suggestion. Now inside of you is a burning fire. It's a burning fire. And that's not going to go out. So I'm not saying put out the burning fire. I'm just saying allow the embers in the fire to burn long. Okay? And allow them to naturally move forwards. And just relax. 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 Go within. Meditate. And in through the nose. Out through the mouth, visualize the white light going in through your nose, permeating your entire physical vehicle, the space between the subatomic particles, impacting all the morphic resonances, the liquids in your body, like Dr. Emoto, the Japanese scientist, the water, how the good things happen to the water that have unconditional love and thoughts towards it, and bad things happen to the water and negative things happen. Well, you try very hard, Jack. You try very hard. So take that trying's not going to change, but take that trying and focus it on John Joseph Nicholson, born April 22nd, 1937. Okay? You and all your loved ones are always in my prayers. All right, Jack Nicholson, and then we're going to do Mike Pence. Mr. Pence, Vice President Pence is next, and then Ms. Michelle Obama will be the third person. So, Mike Pence. Let's see what it says here for Mike Pence. This is from Wikipedia. Michael Richard Pence, born June 7th, 1959, is an American politician and lawyer, serving as the 48th Vice President of the United States since 2017. He previously was the 50th Governor of Indiana from 2013 to 2017, and a member of the United States House of Representatives from 2001 to 2013. Hello, Mike. Sam Bell. I'm a conscious channel, retired speech and language pathologist, 42 years, trained in neuroscience, also a hypnotist, trained by Sylvia Celeste Brown. Yes, the world-famous psychic Sylvia Celeste Brown. I was a minister in training briefly with her organization. And I went to heaven September 21st, 1996, received a blessing from an entity called David. He's referred to there as David. I don't know who he is, but it's someone important. To me he was, and to communicate with my guardian angel Daisy. So I've been doing it for 20-something years now. So this is information your guardian angel has delivered to Daisy, and Daisy's infusing it into me. And I'm attempting to express my feelings with vocabulary that when you hear that vocabulary, it will help you with any present lessons that you may be experiencing. Okay? And any errors, I accept responsibility for that. I'm the weakest link in this. So, this is not how you perceive yourself. This is not how others perceive you. This is how Divine Source made you. It doesn't make you good, it doesn't make you bad. It's just the way you are. There's no judgment whatsoever. You are not better than Hitler. You're not worse than Lord Buddha. And I will tell you the important things first. First thing. Well, let me just say you're a dynamic individual. Okay? You're a dynamic individual. First thing, you're really, 6 reallys is the maximum and be normal. Really. So you're slightly outside normal, mildly outside normal, moderately outside normal. You're someplace moderately outside normal. Responsible. Okay? Responsible. That's the first thing. Responsible, baby. Okay? Very responsible. That's the most important thing. Responsible. Big deal. Next thing. You've got like 3 different speeds. Okay? You got 3 different speeds. This very, very responsible individual. And in these 3 different speeds, the next most important thing is you really, I'll do it more slowly. Really, that 6 reallys is the maximum and be normal. Really, slightly outside normal, mildly outside normal. Just got a message from London that Nancy Pelosi, something might be happening with Nancy Pelosi. Right now it's 4:14 a.m. I'm in Lima, Peru on August 10th, 2020, which is Monday morning, early Monday morning. So you're slightly, mildly, moderately outside normal. Try to please, baby. Try to please. So incredibly responsible and tries to please. Those are the 2 main things that are going into these 3 speeds. Okay? Now the 3 speeds, that's the next item. 1 speed is, it's all over. You don't want to mess with this. This is a bull going to just run you down. Like, you know, you're matador, it's like, uh-oh, this is too late. The bull's horns are like, nyeh. That's 1 speed. This entity, Mr. Pence, Michael Pence from Indiana, is no pushover. That's 1 speed. The other 2 speeds are, he's a bowl of peaches, and the 3rd speed is he's just a super great guy. Okay, a super great guy. You know. So he's like a bad guy's nightmare, or, you know, he's kind of like saintly. All right? And that's because he's so responsible and tries to please. Okay? And he's a tough cookie. Really. So that's the diagnosis, Mike. Okay? Now that's a difficult path. All right? Because when you're that responsible, it's like, you know, everywhere you look, there's something that's got to be corrected in some fashion. And you've got the spine that's about that thick. You know, you can go get it. So it's a very difficult path. So I have a question for you. Respectfully, Mike Pence. Are you open for a suggestion from your guardian angel? You are? Okay. Okay. Well, You're not doing anything wrong, and I have nothing to suggest. No behavior should change. I'm not suggesting any kind of behavior changes or direction changes or spiritual changes or attitude changes. I'm not suggesting any kind of changes whatsoever, okay? And I'm interpreting that as what I'm getting from Daisy, from your guardian angel, for you to learn your spiritual lessons with the least amount of pain. So in terms of learning your lesson with the least amount of pain, you're right, you're going there, okay? Don't swerve. Don't leave the path, okay? Now, but the suggestion is just, you know how belief begins where knowledge ends? You know, the stuff you know, and then there's stuff you believe. So belief begins where knowledge ends. Well, you may believe this, I know this. So I just want to confirm your belief that if you were freed from the responsibilities that you are focused on, if you're completely free from them, you would be like a Buddhist monk in a cave or some Franciscan monk in a cave above Lake Lucerne in Switzerland, you know, some super monk. Okay? That's if you weren't the vice president, right? So, very spiritual person. So it's kind of difficult, listen to me, it's incredibly, profoundly difficult to be as spiritual as yourself and then make yourself so responsible and so powerful in the duties that you fulfill every day and possibly may fulfill in the future. So just telling you, on the other side, it's going to be beautiful, baby. Very smooth. It'll be a lot of enjoyment in learning from you and sharing information in large audiences of your experiences and how you help people and taught people. It'd be just a wonderful thing. So, suggestion is don't change, just understand that you're incredibly spiritual in a restricted 3D space here in Washington, D.C. with grounded responsibilities, and you're Mr. Responsibility. So you fully carry that burden willingly as a man in leadership position, which I include you in your prayers, you and all your loved ones, Mr. Pence. Okay. Mike Pence, you and all your loved ones are always in my prayers. Okay. Each show I read a little bit from Man Made Perfect, The Science of Spiritual Evolution, Mabel Beatty. And she was working with a guardian angel and a spirit guide on February 27th, 1929, and the spirit guide had her write this down. She wrote this down with from the last word to the first word, backwards, with the hand she doesn't write with. She did with her left hand. This book backwards, very interesting. And here she says, there is a tendency to hide too much wisdom teaching like veritable needles in bundles of straw, and those who would benefit very much by a light being thrown on their darkness are left to continue their ways in darkness. It is not really the way to help on spiritual evolution. We wish this book to throw just such a light, and we shall proceed to give out teaching which will show up these particular schools of thought so that each individual may choose for himself the method best suited to his own temperament. I want to back up here. This is his teachings in schools of thought. That's actually what's going on. You know, you're not your elbow. You're not your knee. Your thought. Okay? All this stuff, this plant, this pictures, all this stuff is 99.99999% empty space. And then if a human looks at something, it materializes, and when the vision goes away, consciousness doesn't look at it, it does something different. And then they have what's called entanglement, where something meets something and then they're entangled, and it doesn't matter the distance. One goes this way, the other goes that way. Zillion billion light years that way, exactly the same. Entanglement, like what's that about? So, bottom line, thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. So when you take your thoughts and you work on them, they manifest. That's kind of the way it is. It's a growth experience on this planet, the 3D planet. And at a certain point, individuals begin to realize that they're just wearing a suit of flesh, and that within them, within their heart chakra, is a spark of the divine. And we're all here to learn lessons about not judging ourselves and not judging others, unconditional love and patience for ourselves and others. You can judge actions. You can judge someone's actions, but you can't judge their soul, because you don't know what's going on. When you get to the other side, in hindsight, you're like, oh, that's why. So, all right, now, this is, it's an honor to act as a conduit for spiritual information for you, Michelle. And this is for Michelle LaVaughn Robinson Obama, born January 17th, 1964, is an American attorney and author who was the First Lady of the United States from 2009 to 2017. She is married to the 44th President of the United States, Barack Obama. She was the first African-American First Lady. Wow, that's pretty cool. In my lifetime. Very, very cool. Very, 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 very cool. The year I was born, Truman appointed an African-American as an ambassador to another country. And he had to decline the ambassadorship because there was not one fine restaurant that would seat an African American in Washington, D.C. So he couldn't have a lunch meeting. Pretty cool. First Lady's African American. Okay, let's see. Michelle Obama, handwriting. Okay. Daisy, let's lock in here. Hello, Michelle. Samuel Bell. This is not how you perceive yourself. This is not how others perceive you. This is how Divine Source made you. It doesn't make you good. It doesn't make you bad. It's just the way you are. There's no judgment whatsoever. You are not better than Hitler. You are not worse than Lord Buddha. And I will tell you the important things first. Okay, first thing, you really, let me back up. It's not complicated, Ms. Obama. Do you mind if I call you Miss Obama? What would you, Michelle? I'll call you Michelle. Okay, hi, Michelle. It's not complicated. What you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. You see a beautiful, loving person, you're a beautiful, loving person. That's the whole story. What am I going to say? You know, that's the whole horse race. You're a beautiful, loving person. Okay, there's no contradictions, no evil, no greed, none of that stuff. Just a beautiful, loving person. All right, so now I'll try to go into some detail. So the first thing, you really, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is high normal, 6 is max normal. Enjoy trying to please. You enjoy trying to please. You enjoy trying to please. Okay, that's the most important thing. You enjoy trying to please. Really nice person. Nice person. Really nice. And I'm not holding back something later. Oh, she's terrible. No, she's a wonderful person. Really nice person. Okay? And obviously that's coming from an honest love in your heart. There's no question about that. An honest love in your heart. It's actually coming through. An honest, loving heart in your heart chakra. That eternal chakra that's coming through you right now is your honest one. Pardon. Pardon, baby. Keep an eye on me. It's an honest one. More honest than a lot of people. Michelle, you are very honest. Okay, I don't say that very often. But that's the truth. Okay. So there's not really much more to elaborate. I just keep saying that stuff. Really nice. Likes to please, tries to please, enjoys trying to please, incredibly honest. Now, Michelle, are you open for a suggestion? Yes? Okay. I have a acquaintance who drove from Silicon Valley to Los Angeles. And this was in the 60s. The 60s, late 60s, maybe the early 70s, maybe late 60s. And he was driving a Chrysler Imperial. And this was a giant hunk of a car, just a ginormous hunk of a car. And it wasn't like a regular Chrysler Imperial. It was like the kind the governor would have. Literally. It's like black, of course black. And he drove to Los Angeles with the parking brake on. Right. And he came back. And he found out that he had driven to Los Angeles and back with the parking brake on. And when he took the parking brake off, the whole car was like different. Well, Michelle, that's how powerful you are. Very powerful person. Okay, I'm talking about spiritual power. Very spiritually powerful. Very spiritual powerful. So what's happening is you're fifth dimensional. Okay, you're a fifth dimensional loving entity. You know, you have unconditional love to the point that you want to continue to go closer to the divine source without fear, to learn more about unconditional love. And so Earth's third dimensional, 3D. So you're actually kind of like squished down here, like in 3D. So it's tough. Okay, it's tough. And the quantitative measurement of being African American female and First Lady is very, it's an achievement. Not many souls could do that. So you need to take even more pride in the beauty of who you are inside. Okay? That's the only suggestion. Okay. Now that's not going to make it easier. Okay? So, now hypothetically, we just got that message. I just got that message from my Linda, field reporter. A death doula. I mean, a death doula. Pretty cool, huh? Sam, tell me right away. Global reporters are tight. And also, she's a medium. She acts as a medium. She's a death doula and a medium, which is pretty cool. You see stuff like, I've been there. Anyway, so let's just say Mr. Pence needs help with governing. And if you were acting President Michelle Obama, I would trust you. I would definitely trust you. Okay? That you would do the right thing. You're female. You're going to appreciate humanity. And you're very strong. And when I say do the right thing, I just mean from your judgment in helping mankind from a female perspective. Having gone from wherever you started to where you are now, the lessons you have learned, you could apply them to all of humanity. And it would help my show because I'm promoting females, promoting the most underutilized resource on the planet. I'm here in Lima, Peru. And South America has a tremendous resource of very hardworking, diligent, educated females. It's a resource that needs to be applied. Okay, let's see, anything else? Michelle Obama. And just to try to put it in one sentence, you're kind of like a real saint who's incarnated. I know people are going, I'm saying the truth. Now, I'm not saying, the most experienced politician. First Lady, yeah. Being married to the president, yeah. Smart enough to do it, no problem. Okay? All right. Mike Pence is a lot tougher, loved one. Michelle, so you know. Mike Pence is a lot tougher, but you're a female, which is different. Okay? It's a different zone. If I was going to have to say which of the two is better, I would say I would not stick my neck out to say which one. I would be happy with either one. My personal belief, okay, I don't know it, but this is what I was told back in 1996 when I went to heaven, was that all faith in the United States is going to evaporate. That the economy is not going to function. That people are not going to believe the media. That pole shift is going to cause Earth's crust adjustments, which will result with interstate transportation of food products and water products will be interrupted, resulting with state governors to take control of their jurisdictions. And then Jesse Ventura will reformulate the United States based on the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, and states' rights with the governors. Because people don't trust Washington, D.C. It's like, and the media, it's all tied in together, So, what I've been doing is sharing that and doing my best to try to swerve the thought forms of the individuals who are motivated to focus intentions and focus their willpower and focus their unconditional loving actions and intentions on healing this mess. And Silicon Valley plays an integral component in the thought forms that are ethically or unethically transmitted digitally. Which is very important. That's one reason I'm doing this, elevating consciousness. So, politics is up and down. It's always going to be up and down. And in general, if you're going to have some sort of cooperation with other people, let's call it government, right? County government, state government, city government, federal government, whatever. In general, if you have intelligent, cooperative people nearby, close to you, that are doing the governing, and there's some interaction, feedback mechanism, things can kind of get worked out, usually, because people can see what's happening and there's some feedback. As this grows this distance, where someone is thousands of miles away telling you what to do, then you may not have access to stimulate them with what the hell is going on here. And that causes friction. So, a new world order is something that you might want to think about. What's happening? Okay? Terms like the new normal, mandating vaccinations, restricting activities. Each of those acts are impacting your free will, your ability to focus, and your unconditional love. So your consciousness is going to be impacted by outside efforts. And it's important, that's an understatement, it's important that you try to maintain focus on you are a spirit having a physical experience. Okay? All right? And from a spiritual perspective, healing requires meditation. It's mandatory. It's the only way. Know thyself. Okay? And it helps you to understand that prayers work. They really do. Thoughts are things. The water in your body that makes up a large percentage of the cells of your body, that water responds to the thoughts that you're exposed to, and the thoughts that you hold, and the thoughts that you believe, and the thoughts that you know. It's going to determine your emotional, spiritual, mental, and physical health. I promise you that. So you need to take control of your environment, take control of the thoughts which you categorically have revolving in your mind. All right? Okay? There's no money involved. It just takes a little bit of patience for yourself, and I know you can do it. You can. Okay. I want to say a special thank you to Mr. Jack Nicholson, Mr. Mike Pence, and Michelle Obama. Thank you so much to all three of you. You and all your loved ones are always in my prayers.
Hey!
I hope people understand that they can contact me. You know, you make your own communication with your own angel. Make your life maybe smoother sometimes. You know, you can do it yourself. You really, really can. It's a true blessing. Go to the website. Contact me. It's easy. You and all your loved ones are always in my prayers.